Many know of the interview I had with Wendy Williams 20 some odd years ago, where she triggered an outburst, quite frankly, in me and caught me off guard. I didn't know that's what she did on her show. So all I knew is I was under attack for my background, which I take a lot of pride in overcoming what I went through, and she wanted to go.
Y'all, it's been over 20 years since Judge Greg Mathis roasted Wendy Williams on her own show, and he's still on her neck talking about her supposed lies, and allegedly even how Wendy did her own ex-husband Kevin Hunter dirty. And I would understand Greg probably talking about Wendy once, but more than once within a few months? Baby, is he trying to tell us something about Miss Wendy?
Hit the center of my pride. That's what I would say. You went right at the center, the very center of who I am and the things that I love most about myself. You said, you still ain't nothing but a street Negro from Detroit who does drugs, who is a philanderer, who is a pimp. The woman told her I was a pimp. All kind of nonsense. So I didn't tell her soda article, which people we know can make up stuff and extort and all this other nonsense, because you never heard any woman say a thing publicly. But nonetheless, that's why you went at my character. And I had such high regard for my character, particularly back then, because it had only been 15, 17 years out of the street, and I did all that, and this is what you want to talk to me about?
Well, now he's got people talking about how Wendy Williams is a known liar who spread blatant lies about people, including allegedly her ex-husband Kevin Hunter, who, by the way, has also been saying all sorts of things lately. Child, these people really want to get Wendy talking, and I can assure you, they've got her attention. Okay, y'all know that the drama between Wendy and Greg dates back to the early 2000s when Wendy Williams suggested that Judge Mathis was cheating on his wife. See, there was a woman who had alleged that Judge Mathis had not just slept with her when he was high on crack, but he also allegedly asked her if she could sleep with his wife too. This woman had also said at the time that Greg got her pregnant, and Wendy being Wendy, she just wanted clarification from the judge. Now, Greg said that Wendy lied to him and lured him to her studio under the illusion of talking about his book, but instead of asking about the book, Wendy began their interview stating that she keeps it real with her audience and that she has no secrets to hide. Then she began grilling Judge Mathis about the alleged mistress and the allegations that he was caught in a motel room with a crackhead and a woman who was not his wife.
Now, that might not be true according to you about this woman that allegedly you slept with. You allegedly got her pregnant. Listen to just let me draw up the skeleton, Judge, and then you fill in.
Honey, when I tell y'all that this man had gone to that interview prepared, baby, he had done his research. I think he knew that Wendy was going to ask about the mistress, and so he did a little bit of digging on Wendy just to prepare for retaliation. And when Wendy asked about the affair, Greg did not hold back. First of all, Judge Mathis said that he did not know that woman, he had never heard of her, and he said that she was probably paid to tell the story. He even suggested that Wendy was a liar because of how she was insisting and making conclusions. And after Wendy continued to bring up the rumors, he decided to bring up some things he heard about her from Wendy being a liar, who came up with false narratives about celebrities for ratings, how she's an addict, and he also accused her of having up to 8 terminations and said that Wendy was into women.
People must buy my book to get the information that they need to get.
To finance this radio show knowing that you had 8 abortions, a cocaine addict, and a bisexual. Sponsors continue to put up money for this show.
You know what, Judge? You are
better watch out for the anti-abortion crowd, I can tell you that.
Let me just say
watch
this.
out for them. You better say something to them. Don't explain to me.
Let me say
you
something.
You ain't no trial with me. That's who you
Let me
say
something to you and to everybody listening.
Go right ahead.
You
thought you were going to get me on here and hijack me.
You are the Tyson Beck.
Now, allegedly, since Greg started mentioning Wendy in interviews, Kevin Hunter has been saying behind behind the scenes that what Greg said was true, and that Wendy has been lying to her fans all these years. And guess what? Kevin has allegedly also been saying that what Wendy's first husband said was true. Remember, Wendy's first husband, Bert Girigori, revealed that the real reason why they broke up was Wendy's crazy use, and Wendy apparently kept that part of her life hidden from him when they were dating. Bert actually said that he was fully unaware of her suspected usage until after the breakup, when he realized that her erratic conduct may have been explained by the overindulgence. And according to him, Wendy simply morphed into someone else, and because of that, they had a tremendous breakdown, and their whole relationship became very strained. Basically, Kevin Hunter has been saying that something similar was going on when he was with Wendy, and while Wendy made it look like she's the one who was going through hell, behind closed doors, he's the one who actually had to clean after her and tolerate her addiction. And allegedly, contrary to what has been put out there, he's the one who pushed Wendy to go to rehab and live in a sober house.
For some time now, and even today and beyond, I have been living in a sober house. I am driven by my 24-hour sober coach back to a home, lights out by 10 p.m. So I go to my room and I stare at the ceiling and I fall asleep to wake up to come back here to see you. So that is...
Well, Wendy was also pretty open about her struggles and revealed in a different interview that her bosses knew all about her situation, but they still allowed her to work because she was also making them a lot of money.
I was a functioning addict. I'd report to work on time, and I'd walk in, and all of my coworkers, including my bosses, would know. But instead of firing me, you see, I would grab my headphones and arrogantly walk in the studio and dare them to fire me because I was making ratings. A functioning addict has several alarm clocks. You're organized.
In addition, her struggles were also addressed in her recent documentary, when one of her loved ones found a bottle of vodka amongst her things and asked, "Did you drink this whole thing today?" And Wendy snapped back and instructed him to keep the bottle there while she was recovering in bed.
Drink this whole thing today? Keep it there. Okay.
Apparently, the family even sat down with a neurologist, and the doctor explained to them that Wendy was suffering from brain damage, and they told her that her intake had done permanent damage to the layers in her brain.
All right, and away we go.
Love you, Wendy. All I know is how to be famous. I really want to be back on television.
You're gonna be back on TV. That's easy.
My mom has done a great job making it seem like everything is okay always.
Wendy, make sure you look here. 1, 2, 3.
But in reality, there's something wrong.
Well, now, what Kevin has allegedly been saying behind the scenes is that contrary to what has been put out there, he's the one who was always there for Wendy, and he allegedly even had to forego some of his dreams to take care of her. Apparently, he doesn't like how people have been saying that he's going after Wendy's money, yet the entire time he was with her, all he did was take care of her and clean up her mess. Basically, what he's trying to say is that he had no time to do other things, because Wendy was his full-time business. And that's not all, by the way. Allegedly, Kevin has also been talking about how, just like Judge Mathis alleged, Wendy was always into women and even had threesomes with him. Y'all know how some people truly believe she had threesomes at the beginning with Sharina Hudson and Kevin, but Kev took it too far and fell in love with Sharina and had a daughter with her. So while Wendy was out here trashing her ex-husband and his mistress, the truth is that she was aware of what was happening and even participated, but got mad when Sharina got pregnant. But to make it look like Kevin and Sharina were the villains, she had to come up with all sorts of lies. Allegedly. Honey, I don't know about Wendy's preferences, but I can tell you about a time when Tokyo Toni was asked in an interview how she felt about Wendy talking about her. And Tokyo said that first of all, she doesn't trust her because Wendy was a 50+ years old and claiming her daughter Black China as her best friend. Then she said that she had been on Hot Topics, calling her all kinds of names, but the truth was that Wendy wanted her.
Hot Topics for years now. From calling me a slut from the pole to bank robbing them and this, and then she turns around in the next breath says, if Tokyo Toni was my cousin, I would pull all kinds of strings. Oh, I love her. It's like this. So I realized what it was. Did I not tell y'all? She wants me.
Oh!
Yes.
Oh!
No joke. On God. On mothers. She want me.
Well, there were also rumors that something happened between Wendy and Robin Crawford after Robin went on Wendy's show and confirmed that she had a romantic relationship with her late best friend, Whitney Houston. After the interview, Wendy and Robin reportedly struck up a friendship, and there was a publication that suggested that something more romantic was going on. However, to that, Wendy said in one of her episodes, "I like women for friendship. I like men, and I like the D." They titled the article, "Wendy's been looking for female companionship and Whitney's rolling over in her grave because Wendy has found it in Robin Crawford." I'm like, first of all, I'm not down with that. All due respect. And Robin is married. She's got kids. And I'm not a homewrecker. I've never even been curious. It's so complicated being a woman. I can't imagine two of us in a relationship. Yesterday after the show, I got the surprise of my life. At 55, I got a period. I can't deal with two women. So what the streets are saying is that this is something Kevin Hunter has also been talking about, and he just wants people to see that Wendy is not this innocent person. He apparently wants people to realize that he was very monumental in Wendy's career, and while he could have done other things with his life, he dedicated his entire existence to her career and her success. He even said in a lawsuit he filed against the show's production that he was an important part of the show's success during his time as executive producer from 2007 until 2019. And in his suit, he claimed negotiations for Wendy's show started in 2007, and the talk show was given a 6-week trial which exceeded all expectations because of him. He actually said that he was behind iconic segments like Hot Topics and Wendy's Shoe Cam. In addition, Kevin said that he had the final say on guests, developed marketing plans to boost ratings, developed contacts in the media, helped bridge the gap between the show and the African American community, and helped develop security procedures for his then wife. And you know what? There are people who actually believe Kevin, and they are pointing out to the fact that if you look at things keenly, you will realize that Wendy kind of fell off after she divorced Kevin. So what if Kevin was actually the one putting Wendy together? What if, just like he has been saying, he is the one who was behind the success, and that Wendy has been lying to make him look like the villain? What if this is the real reason he is still fighting Wendy in court to get his alimony resumed? Anywho, I know that in the recent interviews, Judge Greg has been talking about how he regrets how he talked to Wendy, and how all Black women are precious, and how they are now on good terms. But the thing is that the internet never forgets. And because Judge Mathis was accusing Wendy of being a liar back then, people are using this as ammunition to also attack Wendy. And especially now that there's all this talk about how Wendy supposedly lied about what may have happened with Kevin Hunter and his mistress Sharina, some people are saying that she just cannot be trusted. Best believe that Kevin has also jumped on this bandwagon and is reportedly talking about how Wendy lied about everything from the relationship to the affair, and he's even allegedly saying that Wendy is lying about not having any money. Okay, I get that with Kevin, these are probably the last kicks of a dying horse, because I don't think he's ever going to get anything from Wendy, but I don't understand why Judge Mathis would be talking about Wendy this much. Is he still pissed over that interview? Is there something else he wants us to know? Honestly, I really don't know, but let me know your thoughts on Kevin and Judge Greg calling Wendy a liar in the comments section below.